What's going on, guys? Haxa here with something else. This is not Skul the Hero Slayer, as you can tell. This is a different game. This is a game called Oblivion Override, which is a roguelite that released recently that's kind of been making the rounds. I've seen Beals playing it, for instance. It's a very neat little roguelite. I would say this game is actually pretty similar to Skul in a lot of ways. So if you're a Skul the Hero Slayer enjoyer, you will find yourself pretty at home playing this game. I would say this game is Skul the Hero Slayer meets Dead Cells. So just to kind of get into the basics a little bit about Oblivion Override, just in case you're unfamiliar with it. It's, like I said, similar to Skul the Hero Slayer in a lot of ways, but also similar to Dead Cells in a lot of ways. And also you could make comparisons to Have a Nice Death as well. This is a roguelite where it's, for one, in early access. It's not complete. It has 3 acts. It actually reminds me of the old Skul the Hero Slayer early access that also only went to the Black Lab and then ended there. This is a 3-act roguelite currently, but it's being actively developed. It has a weapon system kind of similar to Dead Cells, which I'll show here. I don't want to spend too long showing off like the basics of this game, but this is an NPC. She is named Nico. She will sell you weapons, which I already own all of the weapons, so you know, I played this game a lot off screen to make sure that I'm good at it before I bring it to my YouTube channel, because I have personal anxieties about playing games that I'm shitty at for my YouTube channel and also my Twitch stream. This is all of the weapons that you can currently get in the game. I can't do anything about these weapons right now. Like, I can't just pick one of these weapons and it'll drop. The way I choose the weapon I want for the run I'm about to do is you actually start with a weapon, this is one of them, called the Walk and Roll, which is actually a fire-based weapon. It applies burn to enemies, much like Skul the Hero Slayer. And I also have other options here. And one good thing about taking one of the weapons from Nico, rather than taking the weapon you start with, is these weapons have levels on them. One of the ways that you make your weapon stronger in this game is by breaking other weapons, and it gives your weapon experience, and it'll gain like little benefits and buffs as you break your weapon. So I have 3 options here. These are all very interesting weapons in their own ways. We got the Saucepan, which is like another burn-based weapon, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Drop a sausage bomb when hitting enemy, and maybe it's not burn-based, but basically I'm trying to think of a way to compare it to something from Skul, but I'm kind of drawing a blank. Either way, I did say I don't want to spend too long here. Good weapon, although I don't think I've beaten the game with this, actually. And this is a good weapon as well. And you also have to pay attention to the things underneath the weapons. Like, this says crit rate plus 15 when HP is under 35%. I'm not the biggest fan of like modifiers that are related to your HP, which there are quite a few in this game, so I'm not going to be taking that. This says spinning dragon damage plus 25% versus airborne enemies. Spinning dragon is this weapon's like special ability, which I can talk about with the Walk and Roll here. You see down here in the left corner, it says press shift and something will happen. I press shift, it throws my weapon like a boomerang, and it will bounce off enemies and deal damage. This has a different thing, which I'll grab this real quick. This has like a little like strike thing that you do whenever you press the button, and it has 2 charges on it. It's quite good, actually. I don't know why I haven't beaten the game with this weapon, but maybe today could be that day. And also we have the Jet Fist here, which I think I've beaten the game with this weapon. Flying Fist, Fire Fist, carrying enemies on their way and breaking their guard. Breaking guard's pretty important, but this also breaks guard too, so. And also, you'll see the color here on my monoglaive is green, Spinning Dragon, and that over there is blue. That just shows how rare the modifier is. There's green, blue, and purple modifiers on weapons. Honestly, I'm kind of looking at these Jet Fists and thinking they look pretty nice. They're a lot slower than the monoglaive, though, but they have a lot more damage. As you can see at the top, 83 to 113 versus 61 to 82. Like, the monoglaive literally doesn't even get to the minimum damage of the Jet Fists. But the speed, of course, is also worth considering. Honestly, I'll take the monoglaive. I think it's a cool, interesting weapon. It's also a weapon that you guys will have access to I think, pretty early, if not immediately, when you start playing this game. Like, I have everything already unlocked. I was going to show this off up here. This is basically, like, think of it as the witch tree upgrades, where, like, you get, like, your reassembly and stuff. It's the same thing. I can show it off briefly, though I don't want to spend too much time here. I've unlocked literally everything already, so, like, I have all of the benefits, but you can see here, like, weapon skill down minus 12%, weapon skill damage plus 25%, refresh evolution abilities. We'll talk about that when we get there. And then you have a bunch of miscellaneous stuff over here. All of it's very important. I have everything unlocked, so you don't have to worry about that in my runs, although if you play this game yourself, you will have to fill that out. This is another thing which I'm not going to show. I want to get a run started. Like I said, I don't want to spend too much time here. There was also a thing down there that I didn't quite look at, which I don't know. Like I don't want this to be tutorial Haxa, so I want to get into a run so you guys can see how cool this game is. This is a guy that will give me a relic. Normally he'll give it to you for free, but if he doesn't immediately give you the relic, you just beat him up a little bit and he'll give it to you. Items are 30% off at Big Brother. That's like the shop, so that's actually quite good. Now I could immediately start a run here, and I'm tempted to show you guys the highest difficulty of this game, but I'm also kind of wary to do it because it can be quite punishing. Think of this as like Dark Mirror levels, and there's only 5 of them right now. I don't know if they plan on going higher than this, but I'm thinking about starting. Maybe I'll do an Alert 4 run, because Alert 5 is really punishing, and it might make you guys not like what you see, but I could do an Alert 5 run pretty easily. Like, I've beaten Alert 5, I don't even know how many times at this point. However, I think what I'll do is I'll do an Alert 4 run for my first run on YouTube, and then I'll do an Alert 5 run the next time I play this game. And as you can see here, there are various like benefits and downsides to, or actually you can't see the benefits. I forget how to show the benefits. All of the green things on the side there are benefits, and the downsides are very apparent that it tells you immediately. I don't remember how I check the oh, yeah, view bonus. There it is. I'm a fucking idiot. I just need to read. These are all the bonuses I've gotten from beating alert levels. I'm gonna just do an Alert 4 run. Let's get started. Sorry for the tutorial. I just wanted to make sure my audience who is familiar with Skul at least has an inkling of what's going on here at the start. There's also different characters that you can play in this game. There's currently 2 available characters. And in the next episode, I'll show you guys the other character. This is the current mech we're using. He's, in my opinion, better. But that's my opinion. So, what do I know? At the start of a run, you'll see like a version of yourself hanging from a rope here. You definitely want to knock that rope down and release them, so because you get free stuff when you do. That's nanites, which are the currency that you spend in shops in this game. This is shield, very similar to Skull the Hero Slayer in that regard. This is nanite matrices. This is how you use evolutions, which we'll talk about these more when I'm choosing my evolutions for the first time. And entering a boss slayer, this is a relic, drops an energy tank S, which will heal me. Pretty good. Like if you enter a boss fight and you're worried about what's going to happen. This guy you guys will not have on your first run, but this is an NPC that will give you a benefit at the cost of HP. And he's got a very nice benefit here, so I'm going to give him the maximum amount of HP. Oh, okay, I got an achievement. I hadn't even gotten that yet because he has a different function in Alert 5, and I guess I hadn't played enough lower alert levels to get that achievement yet. But there it is. We're progressing in our achievement process here. Ouch. So we're already in the thick of it here. You'll find, like, this is one thing I'll say about this game. Like I say, it's Dead Cells meets Skul. I think this game has very much Dead Cells and Have a Nice Death map layout, not Skul's map layout, where you go from room to room. And it's, you know, like you'll enter a portal and then you'll be in a whole new area. It's one wide open area, much like Dead Cells. And this is where, like I say, it's much like Have a Nice Death. You'll find like little battle rooms here that trap you in here, and you have to beat all the enemies before you can leave. I kind of wish Skul had stuff like this a little bit, because it's quite fun. It's like a nice little challenge that you have to overcome. But there's like a bunch of different enemies here, and enemies can have evolutions of themselves that can randomly spawn in. As you may have noticed there's 2 different archers that were fighting me there. One of them was a small archer and one was big. And the higher your alert level, like when you first start playing this game, you're not going to see any evolved enemies, but the further you go into alert, the more often you'll see evolved enemies, and they're stronger than their counterparts. So be very wary of that. Okay, so now we have Merciless these are my evolutions. Anything I take here will make me stronger, and also, this is where it very much reminds me of Skul the Hero Slayer. It's like an inscription-based system. Every single one of these has their own inscriptions attached to them. We have belligerents here, and every single one of these does different things. Attack has a 20% chance to grant a tier of belligerents. Each tier grants attack damage plus 3%, stacking up to 20, 40, and 80 tiers. You will lose half of the tiers when being hit. So every one of these has their own thing. This is Rage, which is like think of it as Misfortune. Killing Skill, which is like mana cycle 4. Like there's not direct comparisons, but this makes your skill damage stronger. This heals you if you get low to damage. So I guess Revenge. Hologram, there's really nothing like this in Skul the Hero Slayer. It makes like a after image that whenever you dash will stick around, and it's basically like having 2 of you on the battlefield. It's very powerful. Duel, this is basically Execute from Skul, but it also shares the same name as something from Skul, which is pretty funny. Pulse Mastery is like a shock status that's quite nice. Advanced Tech drops nanite matrices, which nanite matrices are related to evolving. You're like buying these things. This is quite an overpowered thing that we might even go into this. Then we have Thermal Mastery. This is Burning. This is Execution, which is, I don't think there's anything comparable to Skul in this, but like after you deal a certain amount of hits to enemies, you can like get an execute action which will immediately kill an enemy for free. Armor Reload, think of it as Fortress. Phantom, nothing comparable to Skul. And then we have Spike Core, which is also nothing comparable to Skul. And these two on the end they seem incomplete. I have a feeling the devs are maybe adding one more ability, because as you can see, I haven't even talked about this actually. Underneath all of these, also this doesn't have, maybe, okay, there's probably going to be one more thing I added eventually, but these all have relevant specialties, which if you and this is where it kind of gets like a, oh God, I'm so sorry about the tutorials. This is where it kind of gets like survivors games, where if you get certain abilities and you combine them, they can merge together and form like a super skill, basically. It's very cool. Sorry about the tutorial. Of these 3 things here, I think the best one, in my opinion, is this one. And it's also really good to get early, because if I take this now, I'll have way more script, which I said earlier that I think I called it the wrong thing. I said it was nanites. This is script, which is the shop currency. I'm taking this. And now let's have a look here. What is the things that synergize with advanced tech? There's 4 things actually. It's kind of crazy. SMD 115, which is the one that heals you, Pulse Mastery, Thermal Mastery, and Spike Core. And as you can see here, I have 2 options that synergize with this. So honestly, I think I can take Spike Core, which is quite powerful. I don't know how to precisely describe it. I can't take it now, but I can take it whenever I get 5 more nanites. But basically it creates like little objects on the screen that will also fight enemies as you fight enemies, and it's just like a force multiplier, I guess. It's really, really good. There's really no bad things in this game currently, like no bad inscriptions, whatever you want to call them, evolutions, inscriptions. I've been calling them inscriptions because like it's easy for me as a Skul the Hero Slayer player to wrap my hand around it. I don't know. The game is very well designed, in my opinion. The devs put a lot of thought into every single decision they've made, and I don't know. I'm very excited about this game, about the future potential of it. I think it's a really, really good game, and I encourage my audience to give it a fair shot, and just like enjoy it. Enjoy the game. Like, it's, even if you don't buy it yourself, which I would recommend you do, because it's quite an expensive game for being early access. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's worth the price. I've already put like 50 hours into this game. I've more than gotten my money's worth for what I spent, which is like 17 bucks. It's so fucking fun. And like I said, if you're a Skul enjoyer, you will immediately pick up on this. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyways, this is another like little currency thing you can find throughout the run. I might talk about this a little bit tomorrow before we get a run started, or not tomorrow, but whenever I play this game again, which shouldn't be long, especially if you guys enjoy this. But like, there's multiple currency systems and NPC systems in this game that you will like meet, that will like, if you give them certain things or currencies, they will give you benefits and not detriments, benefits that you can use at the start of your run to get extra currency or extra relics, which is what that does. Anyway, I'm going to take this spike ball thing, and now we have another one here, another one of the advanced techs, which I'm definitely going to be taking. Always drop a nanite matrix after clearing a battle room unharmed. I think the earlier you get these advanced techs, like inscriptions or whatever, the stronger your run will be. So if you plan on going advanced tech on your Oblivion Override run, I would suggest getting it as early as possible, because it's going to benefit you a lot if you do that. If I could just get this guy into that wall over there, he would insta-die. Like, if an enemy ever touches a hazard in this game, like, you know, a field hazard, unlike yourself, they instantly die, which is pretty nice. So, sorry, I'm very wary of these punching guys. That's like one of the scariest enemies in the first act. These guys aren't so bad. They can be bad, though. These guys can also be pretty annoying. Act 1's pretty chill overall, I would say. Obviously, you're not going to have it instantly down pat on your first run of Oblivion Override, but I don't think it'll take my audience very long to get used to playing this game if you decide you want to play it, because, I don't know, Skul ability translates pretty directly into this game. Okay, as you saw there, he took 9999 damage, like he never stood a chance. This guy's a parry, by the way. It took me a very long time to figure out this guy's parrying you when I was first learning how to fight the enemies in this game. I'm very much trying to knock these enemies into there. Yeah, it's very, very useful to do that. And also, something I've been doing that I haven't mentioned, I talked about this a little bit earlier. My skill has guard break on it. Anytime you see an enemy that has a glow around them, they're guarding you, and it's very beneficial to guard break them. Very much, you definitely want guard break. If you don't have guard break, you're going to be struggling. Here we have, this is the other inscription I'm trying to get, Belligerence. Attack damage plus 12%, double the effect when more than 3 enemies around you. It's basically, what's that item in Skul the Hero Slayer? Also, what's this? This is one of the mech abilities. It's surrounded by 2, actually, no, we're not doing burn, so maybe I do take this. Okay, no, this is a mech skill. I haven't talked about these yet. As you can see, down in the lower left, I have a skill key that says 1 there, and I have like a completely covered skill key, which we'll talk about eventually if we get it. If I were to take this, if I were to take, what? Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. If I were to take this, that would take up the 1 slot, but I don't want this. It's not great. I don't know. This, in my experience with this game, the mech skills are pretty imbalanced in power level. I will say that much. This one's not very good. There's one that's a parry, which is probably good. Although you guys know me from Skul, I'm not good at parrying things. I'd much rather have an active skill on my skill key. This is an active skill, but it's not a good one, and I don't want either of these. So I can use, if you look in the top left, there's like, you know, like the catalogs, which will show like all the different thingies. Also, what's exclusive? Oh, okay, that's the mech. I'm going to admit I've never looked at this. But and then you can press Q for details, E for activate, which will purchase it, and F for refresh, which if you refresh your skills, it costs nanites, although you do get free refreshes if you build out your like witch tree upgrades, whatever you want to call them, in this game. And I have some free refreshes, so I'm going to use these because I don't want any of those. Okay, this is the skill I want. This is Smashing Fist. Even though it's paired up with script cutting here, maybe I'd be wise to take script cutting, but I want to start building up my mech skill as quickly as possible for multiple reasons. This one's very good, and also essentially consider mech skills free refreshes. If you see mech skill, a good mech skill on a page of things you don't want, you can use that to like refresh the page without having to using nanites, because you buy your mech skill and it instantly changes all the other options and you get like another shot. And also here's an enhanced upgraded or skill that I have access to, or inscription. However, it's paired up against this, which is a whole other like spike core ability that I'd like to get instead of upgrading this one, especially because I'm not very good at clearing battle rooms unharmed. So it's like I don't trust myself to make the maximum value out of that, whereas I have like pretty instant value here if I just buy this. So I'm going to do that when I get the amount of nanites I need. Also, here's a chest that if I open it will give me some goodies. However, it costs 30 max HP to, or 30 HP to do this, not max HP. That'd be really bad if it costs max HP. And every time you attempt to open that, it can fail. We luckily got it on the first try. And it gave me 3 nanite matrices, which is insane. That's an enormous boost. Also, oh wow. Oh my god. We instantly got like this is like when the 2 inscriptions combine and gives you a giga skill. We instantly got access to that. So this is the intellectual catapult. Automatically hit an enemy if spike core doesn't hit anyone in 8 seconds. I don't know how good that is, but I'm still going to take it, obviously. If the skill itself isn't good, it doesn't matter, because taking enhanced skill gives you 2 inscription slots for that one, for both of those different thingies. So like, even if the thing itself doesn't seem that good, which I don't know how to feel about that one, I don't know if it's good or bad. Either way, it's going to give me both advanced tech and the spike ball thingy. So that's nice. I want that. But it costs 60 nanites, so I gotta save up for it. But it shouldn't take long to get it. We might even have it by the end of the next battle room. What even hit me there? Did he hit me? I genuinely don't. It didn't look like he was gearing up for an attack, but maybe he was, and I'm just a bozo. Okay, those are, for the record, more field, I'm sure you guys can figure it out. Those are like field traps, but like they're kind of in the middle of nowhere, and there's no enemies around them. So I'm just triggering them so that I don't accidentally trigger them eventually later on and take accidental damage. As you can see, these can get pretty hectic. Like, there's a lot happening on the screen right now, and it can be overwhelming. Though I've played enough of this game to be pretty comfortable, and I did clear that without taking damage, so more nanites for me. And now we can take this. And also, these are all not things I'm looking for. So, actually, hang on. I'm going to hold off on using my stuff for just a little bit. Here's a special room that you can find after you unlock it. It's not immediately available to you as a new player, but this is one of the special NPC rooms that you can find. You can either take 50 max HP for free, or restore 50 HP or 50% HP for free as well. And I think we're low enough. I mean, I do want max HP, but I'm going to take this because I'm a little low and I'd just like to play it safe. Like, I don't want my first run to lose my first life in the first area. So let's just take the heal there and be on our way. That seems like the right thing to do. We should use one of these teleports. Like, this will be very much reminiscent of Dead Cells for you, if you've played Dead Cells. Like, you find different teleporter areas across the map that you're exploring, and then you can enter a portal and immediately move to the next area. One thing I haven't said yet, which may be in fact, it is going to be a hot take, but I'm still going to say it. I like this game more than I like Dead Cells. So, if you guys are waiting for, like, my glowing endorsement of this game, there it is. And I like Dead Cells a lot, for the record. There's just something about this game. Like, it's like the perfect mesh between Skul and Dead Cells. And I love it, man. I love this game so much. I hope this game takes off big time in popularity. It's new, and it's already doing quite well for itself. But, like, it deserves to be even more popular. This game's really good. Like, I could just give endless kudos to the devs for making this game. And it being as polished as it is currently in early access too, like, I don't know, man. It's so good. I really hope my audience gives this a fair shot because it's just so fun. And I'm also maybe perhaps getting out of here without taking damage again. Yep, that's another Nanite matrix for me. This is how you can notice that the skill I'm using, like the advanced tech, can snowball so heavily for you. The later we get into this run, the less I'm going to get no-hit clears because like the later acts have extremely hard battle rooms. But well, you know, maybe I will show my gamer chops in this video and how decent I am at this game. I didn't mention this earlier, but this is a fusion crystal. I don't quite know where that's coming from, actually. Where is that coming from? I've had this happen before. I think it's related to advanced tech. Maybe it's related to something I have here. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. I'm keeping it real. But it like drops like the what are they called? The stuff that you use in the in-game shop. It drops that currency as well as some healing for you as well. It's pretty good. I just don't know where it's coming from in terms of like the things I've chosen. Wish I had an answer to that. Okay, as you can see, I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here. Okay, this is getting rough. This is where I'll use my mech skill, actually. This doesn't seem like I could easily not get out of here without taking damage. Like, this is a pretty nasty room we're in right now. Okay, maybe we're fine, actually, because these enemies are easy to deal with. If they had spawned some of the boxing guys, then I would actually currently think I'm not getting out of here without getting what I need to. Okay, we need to do some refreshing. Basically, I'm trying... Ooh. Okay, we got the rare version, the rarest skill that you can naturally find with the why am I Spike Core? I just keep forgetting the name of it. This is like you're not gonna find this often. I would even say it's rarer than like the legendary skill that we saw earlier. But I mean that's probably not true. But like, this is the rarest one you can find under normal circumstances, is what I should say. Excuse me, I just wanted to enjoy some tea. And also, I'm going to enhance this here, because we've been clearing a lot of rooms without taking damage, and I want to start reaping the benefits of that even more than I currently am. We also see this rare rage inscription, but I also don't want that. And now I'm going to stop spending my nanites again. Basically, I'm just trying my best to find the shop, which I think he might be here. This is either the shop. Oh, yeah, it is the shop. Okay, perfect. So this is our shopkeeper, Tristan, who, for the record, I just want to point this out. In true Roguelite faction, you can fight this guy if you'd like and get some special rewards. I'm not going to do that yet. What I'm going to do here is, as you can see underneath him, you won't have access to this when you first start playing, but you unlock it through your skill tree. We're going to click Block Specialty. And this is very important for every run you play of this game. You want to get rid of specialties that you currently know you're not going to be using for the run you're on. Because, you know, you don't have like special interactions between your evolutions, you know, like they don't synergize together, so you can get rid of some of the ones you don't want. You can only choose 3, which is fine. We don't need more than that. I know I'm not going to be using hologram, so I'm getting rid of hologram. I'm not going to be using duel, so I'm getting rid of duel. And I don't think I'm going to be using execution, so we'll get rid of that too. And I think from there we're fine. Like, not all of these have synergy. Like, I could choose any other. Like, I could get rid of killing skill if I'd like, but I'm not going to. Basically, just make sure you have synergy evolutions between the inscriptions that you don't have blocked. And also, I can refresh the shop if I'd like. And frankly, I might. Because, Jesus Christ, he does have discounts right now, which is nice. One thing I'm definitely doing is I'm buying both of these weapons. They're both +2 weapons. And I don't think I want either of these. I'm quite happy with the monoglaive I have. So I'm going to buy these. And I'm going to break them. And upgrade my monoglaive. Which is now level 2. It got crit rate when HP is under 35%. Pretty trash. I'm going to do my best to fix that. I'm going to do a refresh here. And nothing really changed all that much. I'm just going to buy this. A little gotcha gaming there for y'all. And now we're going to keep going. Now that we have these specialties blocked that we don't want, they're not going to show up again. And that's basically what I was waiting for when it comes to refreshing my thing. Because, like, you know, I just didn't want to have that. Also, we pretty much exclusively want spike core and belligerence and advanced tech, so none of this is interesting to me. Still not costing money to refresh, for the record. Now I have a decision to make. Do I take Fatal Blow or do I enhance my Intellectual Catapult? Maximum bounce +1 is the really thing I'm super excited about when it comes to that. This is rarer than Fatal Blow, so I think I take this. But I do want my belligerence to get built up quickly. But I think I'm going to take the enhancement on that. And as you can see here, there's nothing I'm looking for here, but we have Knockoff, which is Smashing Fist can break guard at any hit. Very good upgrade for the Smashing hit. We're going to take that. Costs 0 nanites to basically refresh your thing and get a whole new set of options here. We're going to take the upgrade here, which upgrades, for the record, cost less nanites than entirely new things for you here. None of this is good, so we're going to do a free refresh. And now it costs 10, as you can see. And there's Fatal Blow again. I'm glad I made the decision I did, because now we can just get Fatal Blow very easily and move from there. And also, upgrades to your currently existing abilities do not give you inscription points towards your next benchmark for, like, your evolution. Okay, so here's an example of a chest, me opening, like, having a trap inside of it, basically. Really, none of the traps that come from chests are really all that scary in this game. This would leave me out of the level if I continue to go this way, but I don't want to continue to go that way. There's still stuff I want to see in Act 1, so we're going to keep going. I would fully recommend, whenever you're playing this game, to explore every inch of the act you're in, because there's a lot of, like, little doohickeys around that you'd like to see. Like this chest that took my script, and it's much like the HP chest, it doesn't open right away. I've never seen it go past 3 attempts, so I think that's the max. It dropped an epic relic for me that gives me 50 max HP, basically making up for the decision I made earlier to not take the max HP and take the heal instead. So thank you, game, for correcting my possible mistakes. Never punished, much like in Skul. You guys know what it is. Streamer luck and all that good stuff. Okay, so there's an example of the upgraded inscription where, you know, if I don't deal damage after a while, it automatically deals damage. Pretty beneficial, honestly. Like, a little better than I thought it was going to be. I just didn't think there'd be too many instances where I'm not dealing damage, but it seems pretty good, actually. Oh god, he parried that. This is going to be a hard one to get out of without taking damage. We'll see. This is the first time we're even seeing these bees, by the way. Yeah, there it is. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, that's spicy. These bees can be quite annoying. Especially with the monoglaive. Depending on the weapon you have, you can deal with the bees easier, or it's, like, you know, harder or easier for you. Pretty annoying segment with the bees. And also, for some reason, there's like a glitch in this game where if one of the bees has armor on it, which is like the evolution, if it's the last enemy you kill in the battle room, it ends the battle room despite the bee still being alive. Like, it's an interesting glitch. I'm sure it'll get sorted eventually. Here's a chest. This has a free weapon in it. And more than likely, I'm going to take this weapon and destroy it. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. It's only a +2. And I'm currently working on what I got right now, and I'm quite happy with it. And also, a little bit of extra experience dropped with it. So, like, we got, like, the weapon experience, and then a teensy-tiny little bit more, which is pretty good. So we could leave now if I wanted to. But as you can see, I'm at 476 of 710. And there is a free heal over here. And also an enemy. Also, I haven't found the secret room, but I don't think it's guaranteed to have a secret room in the map, so this is just like a small minor heal, and it was even, like, expired. Like, things you find on the ground can, like, have, like, usually they benefit you, but they can also have little downsides attached to them as well. So I could also go in here and really fight Tristan if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm saving that for later. Fighting the NPC in roguelites is a rite of passage. A rite of passage, which, by the way, I feel like has gotten lost in a lot of modern rogues. Like, you don't see it as often as you used to. It used to be like every rogue you had to fight the fucking shopkeeper at some point. But that doesn't exist as much as it used to, and I'm glad that this game has kept the time-honored tradition. Didn't mean to do that. Alt-tabbed. Excuse me. Alright, we're gonna go over here. This is an area where you can reforge your weapon, like if you have a little, like, you know, the green and blue text. If you have something you don't want, you can change it here. Which we're going to do. Spinning Dragon, 20% airborne enemies. Okay, so we have like a ton of damage on airborne enemies. We're going to keep both of those. And I think I'll re-roll both of these. It doesn't currently cost me script to do this, but the more I reforge, the more the cost will go up. So let's see what we get. That's an HP under 35% thing. I don't like that. I actually don't really like that either, so let's do it again. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. Although, I don't quite know what Dashing Strike is. Let's look at our weapon again. What? Like this? I think it is this. I think it's like when I dash and then I attack, it like has like a special thing to it. I think that's what that means. Also, we rolled in, like, there are 3 different Act 1 bosses that you can get. This is, in my opinion, the hardest one. In fact, he's one of the hardest bosses in the game, in my opinion. I still haven't quite gotten the hang of this guy, but I hopefully we'll be okay. This guy's pretty scary. He's a magician, and he's going to do some magician-y things. I have a lot of respect for this enemy. He's very much annoying. Here we go. There's this. Ouch. I didn't realize that my skill wasn't refreshed. I'm already taking a shit ton of damage. I need to just get my head in the game and not really play around with this guy. Like I'm telling you, he is very much, in my opinion, one of the hardest bosses in the game. There's a good chance I'll lose my life here. Which doesn't mean the run is over. Also, one thing that's annoying here is all of the skill damage I have against enemies that are airborne is like worthless here because I can't knock him into the air. And airborne doesn't mean that he's floating 2 inches off the ground. I literally just don't get the extra damage to him. Okay, here we go. He's using his ultimate attack. This is like think of it like Yggdrasil Phase 2. He gets a little bit of extra boost. His attack pattern become a little scarier after he goes past half HP. Ouch. Look how low I am. Not good. I just gotta respect this guy, basically. Yeah, until we get a certain ability from our mecha skill, it's not going to be doing too awful much against bosses in particular, but that went well. For me, that's a really good magician fight, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that and put it in the bank. Okay, we got a lot of nanites from that, which is very nice. We'll take this. And I think I see another evolution here. I do, in fact. Allow Spike Core to repeatedly hit one enemy. This seems like it combos very well with the thing we got earlier. Sadly, it's being offered up beside next to this, which is also quite good, but I'm 100% taking this. And also, this is... oh, wow. Hang on a second. I actually have it... Ooh. Wow. This is like one of the strongest things that can be offered to you, period, in the entire game. But this is fun, right? But man, that's so powerful. This is so it's like the true enabler for advanced tech, in my opinion. Really makes me want to take it, but this is rarer. Moving forward, I think I'll just start saving my money. And we'll find that again eventually and take it then. But I should take the thing that's rarer, you know? That makes sense to me. All right, moving on to Act 2. Act 2 is a lot scarier than Act 1. I'm sure, shocker to all of you. This is an NPC who doesn't want to talk to me. You will be talking to this NPC as you progress through your through your experience, but I've already done all I can with this person. They are pretty arrogant. Like, I don't know. It's like, I've never seen that character do anything. They just sit there, and then they, like, judge you for being weaker than them. It's like, you kind of suck, dog. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I'm way better than you. And I've proven it. Get dunked on. This game has a very interesting story. I haven't really gotten too much into it, and you're not going to see a ton of it from... Oh, we found the secret area immediately. Okay, cool. This is this game does have secret areas, and also let me go back and grab these. Like, they can be kind of hard to find, honestly, and we got pretty lucky there and just like immediately got it, which is not what I expected to happen. But secret areas can have like little benefits in them. It's hard to say what we'll get here. We'll get a heal actually, which is really nice. And that's actually all that is here, I believe. I think there's nothing else to be gotten here. You can get like script. You can get, I think, nanite matrices. You can get that other currency I was talking about, where you can get benefits at the start of your run. Although, and it also apparently heals too. I wonder what all you can get there. I never even really noticed that you can get heals there. I think that's the first time I've seen it, maybe. And there's also different secret areas that you can find. That's just one of the few that you can find. Okay, I really want to hit... Ah! I want to hit that big guy over there with my skill because I want to break his guard, which I did with my mecha skill. Any way I can break his guard is really nice because this guy's pretty irritating if you don't. Basically, I'm just going to leave that guy alone until I can break his guard. I think that, yeah, okay, that's the only way we have to fight in there. Also, if you noticed, I didn't do that without... No! Wait, I guess that's fine. I didn't mean to do that. I was button spamming, I guess. We're going to take this. Fuck. We'll hopefully see that again soon. There it is. Okay, wow. Maybe it wasn't such a bad thing then. Now we have like all of the damage from the extra script. You know what? Maybe that was actually a good thing. It was a misclick. I'm not going to front. But, so what the fuck, bro? Where'd you come from, dog? This is like one of the scariest enemies in this entire act. Like, this guy is terrible. And he was just hiding over here. Fuck. Ah! God, these guys suck. I don't know how you guys feel about them if you play this game, but I hate them. We have 1169 script. I'm trying to see what I have over here. I'm trying to figure out which one this is. Yeah, 4% for every 100 script. It adds up enormously, especially when we get the upgrade for that evolution. Like, that's one of the strongest evolutions in the game, bar none. And I don't know, advanced tech is so very, very powerful. It just allows you to snowball the game. It's so good. Like, look how much extra damage we're doing now. We're like almost insta-killing these fools. And it's only gonna get more and more and more. But one thing I will say about this game is I'm currently kind of risking it a little bit. I don't have any defensive inscriptions or evolutions or whatever. I'm quite the fan of... Hang on, I'm just trying to... I'm getting my keys mixed up today. I'm quite the fan of this. This in particular, Gallop, is one of the strongest abilities in the game. Restore 1 shield for each step you run if your shield is under 100. So basically, it just gives you 100 temporary HP very consistently, which is pretty important in this game because the game's pretty scary and difficult. But I'm not going to take it on this run because I need to, for one, wean myself off of that skill. I pretty much have that on every run I do. Even if it doesn't synergize with any of the inscriptions I have, I'll take it anyway. So, I don't know. I'm feeling like I should... I'm really feeling like I should try and wean myself off of using that and using it as a crutch, so... And we're doing okay in spite of not having it. Even I'm on Evolution 4, or Alert 4, which is, like I said, consider it Dark Mirror levels. And this isn't even the highest level that you can play at, so... That probably also has something to do with how well this run is going. I'm definitely going to be showing off Alert 5 in the next video. Jesus Christ, bro. Dodging like the fucking Matrix out here. Alright, well done. We even did that without taking damage. You love to see it. Be taking that now. And we got a level in both. We're almost to Spike Core level 3. Attack damage 35% in the first 20 seconds of battle rooms. Very important, very nice. We'll be taking that. Oh, we're going to take that now, actually. And refresh. Okay, we need to refresh that again, but we currently don't have enough nanites, so we're going to have to collect some nanites and then refresh that. Oh, here's the shop. This is Tristan again. I'm going to put a pin in that. I'll come back to that later, more than likely. 3 evolution freshes? Yes, please. Although I shouldn't be spending my script, actually. I'm going to spend this, and then I'm not spending any more script. But, like, it's still important to upgrade your weapon. Like, you need to do this. It's very important to make sure your weapon's not weak. So you're still going to be spending some amounts of script, but we're almost done spending our script. In the next act, I won't have to spend any script, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Okay, I didn't actually have to use my skill there, but that's fine. Someone got knocked all the way up here. I saw their ass. Yeah, there you are. You thought you could hide from me, coward. Coward. You can't, though. Okay, no trap chest. Love to see that. Whenever you see little, like, thingies on the ground, like there's, like, little, doohickeys you'll see on the ground every once in a while, and it's pretty much worth your while to run around just breaking stuff. Like, just kind of swing your weapon every once in a while you're running through the map, because script can come out of those things, and it's quite useful. This is, like, a little special secret area, which, by the way, look at this, like, pin-up fucking robot. The devs of this game are pretty unhinged when it comes to their horniness level. But this is like a mini event that you'll find while playing through your own single player campaign experience. That it like oh, okay, we already got the benefit or the upgrade for that, which is quite nice. But like, there's not a ton of events currently in the game. I'm sure they'll add more as they get out of early access, but that's one of them. It's pretty fun and interesting. Basically, you just talk about the Oblivion Override and if it's a good or bad thing with those robots. And I don't think your decision matters, but I don't know. I chose that Oblivion Override is bad. So if you want to test the opposite and see if it affects the outcome, feel free. Oh, wow. Yeah, our spike ball is getting extremely powerful. Slowly but surely, we're turning it into a force to be reckoned with. Also, let's go down there and open that chest. Also, I'm glad we walked back because there was some script on the ground that I didn't get. Ah. All right. And no trap chest. We're getting pretty lucky with no trap chest today. Getting nanite matrices left and right as well. We really want to get our advanced tech up as much as possible, as early as possible, because advanced tech 3 gives you like more nanite matrices the more script you collect, which is very, very powerful, and it snowballs like crazy. I cannot wait to see this game completed, because like, I find by the end of my runs, I always like have too much currency that I know what to do with. That's only because the game doesn't have its 4th act, and like, you know, the game isn't like, it doesn't go as far as it's going to the further they develop it. So like, once we get like the full game, I imagine having advanced tech with like a gajillion script won't feel like overkill. It'll feel like the right thing to do. Okay, that's like the non-evolved version of the enemy I talked about being very scary that we've been seeing a lot. He's not as bad, but he's still quite annoying. So you're going to see me respect him and give him deference because he is still a pain in the ass. These guys are also a pain in the ass. There's really no enemy in this game that is not a pain in the ass. In one way or another, all the enemies are annoying. Which is good game design. That's how it's supposed to be. We'll take that for a free refresh. We don't want any of that. We don't want any of that. We don't want any of that. There we go. Pretty unlucky there for a couple seconds. Skill damage plus 45% when Spike Core is thrown. Skill cooldown minus 1.5 when Spike Core returns. I think I'd rather take this, actually. Like, we'll come back to that one. Alright, now we can't refresh anymore. Oh, okay. Let's keep going up. Boing. And this is the free weapon we've got. Like, definitely not enough for me to consider not spending my script to level up my monoglaive in the shop. But, I don't know. I don't know what the correct answer is that when you have the script scale damage percent scaling. Like, I don't know what the correct answer is when it comes to, like, upgrade your weapon by spending script in the shop or don't. Personally, I still think you should spend your script, but I'd be interested to hear if any other Oblivion Override players have different perspectives. Okay, we're just kind of obliterating everything. Like, enemies are dying off screen that I don't even know exist yet. Ouch. Okay, we got a heal here, which is nice. Oh, and another nanite matrix. I think that is enough to... Okay, yeah, it is enough to refresh. Okay, Spike Core. Rupture damage, 100%. Okay, that's great. Because if you'll notice, whenever the Spike Core hits something, they, like, start losing HP by, like, by 8 over and over. Consider that basically bleed. It's, like, the same concept. It's nice. Like, I like it. But it's like kind of a weird status. There's no like way to directly make it stronger with your inscription systems. Like you have like the shock inscription for shock damage, and you have the thermal thing, the thermal inscription for burn damage. But there's nothing that scales rupture damage, which maybe might be the last inscription they add. Who's to say? They're to say, and you know they haven't said anything yet, so. I don't even know if they are actually missing an inscription. Maybe that's just... Maybe I'm assuming things. Maybe they actually have everything they want already. Shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Like, completely unnecessary damage to take, but... that's, you know what? It is what it is. We got a lot of green spheres in this one. Look at how much healing I got there. Enemies drop more script on death. Holy mother of God. We are giga rolling. Would have been nice to get that a little earlier, but I mean, I ain't complaining. I'll take the max HP this time, I think. Actually, no, I won't. I'll take the heal. Let's play it safe. We're doing well. The run's going well. Why risk it for 50 max HP? Don't seem worth to me. Also, let me enjoy a sip of tea real quick. Yummy. Okay, let's go. Oh, okay. Always pay attention to areas on the ground that are glowing like this. You see like the little particles coming out there. That's how you get these currencies, alpha radiation. Which is nice to have. I didn't use it on this run, but I'll be using it on the next run I upload, so. Alright, here's a mini-boss. This is not always here, so we're both lucky and unlucky to see this. She's pretty annoying, actually. Ah! I find this boss to be very irritating, but we have a shit ton of damage, so. And one really good thing about this build is, like, I do a lot of damage, and I don't even have to, like... In fact, there's even some level of encouragement to not constantly actively attacking, so my Spock Ball can just, like, trigger and start, like, going nuts. She's dead. That went very well. We'll take this, which makes my spike balls even stronger. Now they're at level 3. Throw a spike core on final hit of combo, bouncing between 2, 4, and 6 enemies. So now rooms are pretty much going to be, and we even got the script, like the force amplifier by 1,000, a billion even. It's about to get wild. Okay, we'll roll to that. I only have 2 ability slots left. If you look over here on the side, we almost have filled everything up. I only got 2 empty spots down there, and that's an enhancement. It's not even an empty slot filler, so I might have room for a couple of shield abilities by the end of this. We'll see. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about breaking when you see it, is like things like that, things like this. And sometimes they drop script. In fact, they often drop script, I find. God, just keep giving me script, bro. Like, I don't ever have to spend another dime of this again if I don't want to. Which we'll talk about when we get to Act 3. If we get to Act 3, I should say. Something disastrous could happen. I don't foresee that happening, but just keeping it real with you guys. All right, here's the exit if I want to, which I don't. There's things I have yet to see. See that? There was script in that. Sometimes you get like the objects on the ground confused with like just background objects, or at least I do. Just making absolute sure. I think we've already cleared everything. No, mostly though. There's not a lot left to see and do. In fact, this might be it. Just a little bit of shield on the ground. I think that actually is it, and we're out of here. Okay, we have to keep going on the refreshes. Oh shit, let's not forget that. I don't know how these drop. They're just little green balls. Don't quite know where they came from or how they drop, but I'm still gonna take them. Yep, I'm thinking we're done here. We've explored everything. So let's go to the boss. There's 2 bosses you can get in Act 2. One is significantly easier than the other. Who are we getting? We got the easier one. This is the easier boss, in my opinion. Not so bad. Although I'm quite good at fighting both of them at this point. One's easier than the other for sure. Alright. We're not going to re-roll our ability. I'm quite happy with it. We have the fucking walnut here. Or you could call it a number of other things as well. I won't get into those things. This is a very strange boss design. I don't quite... It's so odd. But it's like intimidating and cool. I like it. I just don't get what it's supposed to be. I'll just call it a walnut. Okay. The boss is about to go into like a stunned portion. Like, it has an attack that it does that gives you like an opening to beat the hell out of it, which is like pretty important, especially when you're learning this fight. Like, when I was first learning this fight, I would never attack the boss outside of the opening she gives. But like, once you get experience with her, you can just beat the shit out of her and none of it really matters. Even though I'm taking a lot of damage here, I'm quite confident in my ability to win here. Ouch. Okay, here's the opening. She's pretty much dead here. Like, there's nothing she can do. Yeah. Easy fight. She's very simple. And we are done here. Even almost full heal. Now we refresh. Free refresh. Although I could... Oh, wait, never mind, though. I almost missed this. Damage by enemies and rupture minus 10. That's good. We'll take that. Although, actually, maybe I don't want that. In fact, I don't think I want that, actually, the more I think about it. I'm going to actually sell this, which means I wasted my currency. But we already have our spike balls fully upgraded, so we don't want that. So we have 2 options here. Skill damage, 45% when... Okay, I want this, actually. Oh, I can't afford it. Okay. Never mind. We'll get that in just a moment. It won't take long. Sucks that I wasted my currency there, but I guess never punished, because, like I said, taking the advanced tech tree just kind of gives you a lot of room to make foolish mistakes like that. Yeah, one moment. I'm realizing something I should have done a long time ago. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't turn my Twitch chat off on the side, and if someone had done something, while if someone had like chatted or subscribed to my channel or something while I was in the middle of recording this, it would have appeared on the side of the screen and been very obnoxious. So thank God that didn't happen. I'm just a dummy. See, our spike ball is just killing things, like, without me even knowing they're there. Like, it's beautiful. The game is doing what I want it to do for me. Like, it's playing itself. I guess that kind of makes this Oberon, huh? That's, like, the closest thing Skul has. Alright. I was hoping I wouldn't see this room so quickly. Okay, well, we got the thing. This isn't going to be something that you as a new player will be contending with, but once you get to a certain point in the game, you will be able to break these. Oh, never mind. I thought the thing was happening. I won't talk about that until it happens, but whenever you break these tubes, you get a shit ton of nanites, but something bad can happen. And the bad thing looked like it was about to happen, but it wasn't about to happen, so lucky me. We'll get to that when it happens. Really, I should say if it happens. It's not guaranteed, but it could happen. So this is something we haven't seen just yet, actually. This is an Enigma chip. It's impossible to determine this ancient chip's model. The only legible text says, be cautious. You pick this up and something good can happen, something great can happen, or something bad can happen. And I would say the closest thing is like pills in the Binding of Isaac, but they're not quite as bad as pills in the Binding of Isaac. There's no permanent downsides yet. Let's see what we get. Crit damage plus 10%. So exclusively a benefit. That's a permanent upgrade. I do kind of wish there were permanent downsides, so you had to think more about taking those. That would be like a suggestion I have to the devs, even though it's like making it harder for everyone else. So that's how I feel. Because I wish they were more like pills in the Binding of Isaac, but like you don't have any true bad things that can happen to you that like make it like you pretty much always pick up an Enigma chip if you see it. In fact, you always do. There's no pretty much about it. Also, look how much damage we're doing. I mean, I guess you guys have no frame of reference for it, but like most of the time these enemies are quite a pain in the ass to kill, and I'm one-shotting pretty much everything. It's kind of beautiful, honestly. Be very wary of these guys. God, some of these enemies in this act are so annoying. I actually think most of the enemies in this act are even harder than like the final boss currently. Like, this is like the hardest thing you'll face in any run, in my humble opinion. These enemies are very obnoxious. All right, that went well, and I even got a free nanite matrix for that because I didn't take damage. We'll do that. Keep going. There's that again. I need to get belligerence and script or advanced tech all the way up, so I'm gonna stay headstrong and not take these things I'm seeing. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I think the only two things left are the epics for both of the skills I have. Also, do you hear what I hear? That would be Tristan. And I did say, I'm never gonna have to give him another dime again. And that's because I'm gonna kick his ass. So the way you initiate a fight with Tristan is you repeatedly attack him, and he gets angrier and angrier at you, much in the same way you do most rogues, actually. And he is no pushover, for the record. He can be quite annoying, but I think we stand a pretty good shot at kicking his ass here. The only thing that's pretty scary about what I'm doing right now is I don't have any shield. So like, oh man, yeah, this is gonna be. Also, I can't knock him into the air. He's basically considered a boss fight, so. If we lose our life here, it's not the end of the world. But obviously, I would prefer that not happen. Ah! I'm probably losing my life here. Ah, so close. So close, man. We almost got out of there with our life intact. Not the end of the world. Pretty scary, though. Like, I ain't on that much copium. That ain't good. But I think I'm going to be okay. I'm going to... and I didn't even mention it because I was a little flustered from that. Once you beat him, you get all of his stuff for free. So that's why I don't have to spend another dime. He has a free energy tank here for me if I need it later on. And I will probably take him up on that. But we're not going to take it now because I want the full heal from it. Man, that... we almost got out of there with our life, man. That kind of stinks that that happened that way. But what are you going to do? I'm confident enough in my abilities against the final boss to win this without having my reassembly. As I call it from Skull the Hero Slayer. In this game, it's not reassembly. It's something else. And the runs... Ooh. Let's make sure we grab this. We're saving it for 40. It's kind of unfortunate that I didn't get this this until much later into the run. Like, this upgrade, but it's fine. Okay, like, getting an advanced matrix, or nanite matrix, is obviously much better than getting a normal nanite matrix. I have to respect this level a lot from now on because we no longer have the safety of reassembly. So, like, you guys are going to see me playing very carefully. Another battle room coming up. Like I said, this is probably the hardest thing in the game currently, is these battle rooms, so... Now we got this fucking asshole here. These guys suck. Straight up. They're just the worst. Ow! Ow! Ah! Ooh. He's like pulling out the combo over and over, too. These guys also suck. You want to deal with these, if you're playing in alert mode, you want to deal with these red glowing guys with the orbs very quickly. They can make the field untenable for you, and it can lead to taking a lot of accidental damage. Ouch. One of these guys again at the very end here, and he's also on the field with one of these guys at the same time. Get him, dog. Break his shield. Okay, that went well, all things considered, I suppose. Could have gone worse. All right, now we take this, which will give me my Advanced Tech 3. Oh, no, it won't, actually. Unfortunate. Okay, we got the heal on our Smashing Fist, which is nice. Okay, we can do that. Where the hell is my Rupture? My Belligerence? That's really what I'm looking for the most. It ain't showing up. Okay, we got this for an emergency heal, which I'll take now, actually. We don't have a lot of max HP. This is looking kind of sketchy, honestly. Like, I've missed a lot of the max HP takes here. It would suck to lose this run on my first attempt to bring this to YouTube, but... if I lose, it is what it is. I ain't worried about it, ultimately. Although, I did say at the start, I have anxiety about bringing a game to my channel that I'm bad at. Which I'm not bad at this game. I'm playing differently than I normally would. I didn't take any of the shield gain that I normally take, which gives me a lot of safety. Also, I definitely want to go back here. I think there's something special here. No, there's not. Okay, that's fine too. Spend a little script there to get this, which is actually a very good grab, and I'm glad I did that. Yeah, I thought maybe I was going into a battle room here, but I've already been here, so... Sorry, I just have to keep looking at where I'm at and make sure I've explored everything. Okay, so we haven't been this way yet. Okay. This is a very big map, so there's a lot to see and a lot to get lost in. I'm also kind of maybe a little wary of breaking more of those crystals or like the containers that we saw earlier that I talked about. Because if the bad thing happens, that could be very bad for me. Like, I don't know. I'm having second thoughts. Also, wow. Oh. This is only minus 6% damage with the possibility to get a shit ton more. But it's very low chance. Okay, we lost script. Annoying, but that's mostly the outcome when you find that. But I thought it was worth it because, like, we don't actually need our script, and it's only minus 6%. We'll get that back in no time. Like, I think I've only ever had that work out in my favor one time. Here we go. Oh, no, I thought this would be one of those rooms with the nanites in it, but nope, it's a battle room, which maybe not the best to see. Get in there. Also, we want to deal with these guys as quickly as possible as well. They're very annoying. We're almost out of here, actually. Or, no, we're almost past the first wave. We are not actually, in fact, almost out of here. There's a lot left. Ah, I'm gonna get hit. No, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Okay, this is going well. I'm skeptically optimistic. Ouch. Okay, well, there goes my nanite matrix, which is fine. That's just a little bonus that we could have gotten that we don't necessarily need. And we got this anyway, so love to see that. And we even got a relic from this, which is like minus damage, 3 damage taken across the board. Pretty good to have that. And for the record, you can get more than one of the same relics, so like you can stack that. And it's quite nice to stack it. Now, if I don't see any belligerents here, I'm going to be a little bit skeptical. Am I missing something on belligerents, maybe? Maybe I need to take... Oh, I don't have room for SMD. Maybe I can't get my belligerents maxed out because I don't have one of the other things here for it. And I might already have all of the belligerents tiers, actually. If that's the case, I might just take the shield. Wait, what? What? That is not the first time that's happened to me. And okay, I'm getting very annoyed here. Hang on. Wasting shit left and right. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, we definitely don't want that. So we just wasted a shit ton of currency. Oh, there's belligerents. There. Good God, what's happening? Why didn't that show up earlier? Like, I was sitting here thinking, like, and I don't even know what I sold. I hope it wasn't something incredible. I don't think it was, but hopefully it was a common and we can get it back very quickly. God, dude, that's so annoying. I didn't sell, like, the fucking damage percent, right? No, okay, there it is. I don't know what I ended up selling there, but like, that's not the first time that's happened to me while playing this game, and I know I said I probably shouldn't break that, but I did anyways. Now we have our belligerents maxed out, which is great. That's precisely what I wanted. I needed the epic, I guess. Oh my God, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. But like, it's one thing that's annoying. That's not the first time that I've accidentally sold something I want in this game. Like, if you accidentally press the wrong key there, and it'll send you over to your like currently existing evolutions, and you can sell your currently existing evolutions. Like, you can do that accidentally, especially if you're a klutz like me, and I find that to be very irritating. But I mean, it is like a personal error of mine. It's not even necessarily the devs' fault. It's just like I accidentally pressed the E key instead of the R key or the F key, and I accidentally went over to my currently existing evolution. So my fault. We'll just move past it and hopefully fix it. Actually, what is my... I can't even look at my evolutions right now, but one of my evolutions is not going to be maxed out anymore. And I hope it's not spike balls, but it doesn't appear to be spike balls. My spike balls still seem to be very good. Also, ouch. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to go buy that heal. Ugh! If I even make it out of here. I'm just flustered. I need to get my head in the game. Stop being flustered. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. Fluster be gone. We should be fine. I have my head in the game now. No more flusteredness. The game threw me off. Respect this enemy. Nearly fucked up there and took a bunch of damage unnecessarily, but... No! If we can just get out of this room, we're fine. No! God, Jesus Christ, that sucks. That's so unfortunate. Oh, God, I'm so sorry that that happened the way it did. Oh, well. I'll win the next one, man. That just was a very unfortunate series of events, man. I mean, this game is brutal. Like, God, we should have won that run, though. I definitely feel like that run should have been a winner. But you know what? You'll win some, you lose some. Hopefully, it was still an entertaining video for you guys. I do plan on playing more Oblivion Override. I promise I'm better at the game than that showed. It just, I got flustered by that mistake, and I was distracted. Like, I was in my own head thinking about the mistake I made, and it caused my gameplay to suffer. And it happens, man. I don't know. I'm not super worried about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I very much love this game. It's a great game. And I'm going to be playing Alert 5 next time, so, like, I won't even have the cushion of Alert 4. Just to show what Alert 5 looks like briefly. Also, there's, like, when he's supposed to give you the thing without having to beat him up for it. So this is Alert 5. A lot of things increase on the side. You can see 50% chance of advanced enemies, and then 60, and then all the other stats go up. But the real thing here that makes Alert 5 so punishing and hard is the security at the bottom, the new thing. 1 HP left when passing security check, which if you remember at the start of the run, I passed by like a little like door that like was green and it like made a noise when I passed it. When that happens, not tomorrow, I keep saying that. The next time I play this game on my channel, it's going to lower my HP to 1, and I will have to figure out the early game with being 1 hit from death, essentially. Although I can find some shield and stuff to help me not die instantly. So that'll be an interesting way to show you guys Oblivion Override. I think I need to practice off-screen without having the very overpowered shield abilities, which I almost have on every single run, because, like... I mentioned this earlier, but like I take that on every run and I'm trying to wean myself off of it. And definitely the results may vary if you don't have the shield abilities. But with all that said and done, I wish we ended it on a victory, but I'll get it next time. And regardless, I hope you enjoyed Oblivion Override. It's a great game. And for the record, for loyal, or like people, I shouldn't say loyal Haxa viewers, but I guess whatever, fuck it. Loyal Haxa viewers, people who watch me a lot. I'm probably going to be experimenting more with other games a lot moving forward, because Skul is currently underperforming in the YouTube algorithm, and I need to do something about that. So I'm going to be playing other games. I talked about this in the past and didn't stick to it, with like variety games on maybe Fridays. If Oblivion Override performs well, I'll probably play even more Oblivion Override before Friday. But until then, that's Oblivion Override for now. And if you guys enjoyed it, I'll be playing it again very soon. If you don't enjoy it, I'll give it another shot. And then if it really, no one likes Oblivion Override, I'll move on to another game. And just kind of keep branching out to other games and see what happens from there. So, I'm done here. I appreciate y'all. I should do the normal outro. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all. And I will see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.